Did the Jehovah's Witnesses top lawyer just say that Jehovah lied? I know that sounds shocking, even blasphemous. But tonight, we are going to walk through something extraordinary. A story so deep, so ironic, so spiritually unsettling that it will challenge everything you thought you knew about the divine truth. Now, this is not a joke. Philip Brumley, the long-time legal counsel for the Jehovah's Witnesses, was held personally responsible by a U.S. federal court for giving false information under oath. The cost? Over $150,000. But the spiritual cost, that's what we need to talk about. His words. Why did we win? Because the battle belongs to God. Let that sink in. Here is a clip.
We have personally witnessed that strength and victory do not come from our own abilities. As David said, Jehovah is a strength for his people. Psalm 28:8. Indeed, the battle belongs to Jehovah.
Every court victory equals Jehovah's victory. That's what he says. That's what millions believe. But then came Montana, a child abuse case. Brumley submitted affidavits stating that the Watchtower operation had no contact with congregations in Montana, that it didn't set policy, didn't oversee anything. Problem? That wasn't true. Evidence showed the exact opposite. Internal documents proved that the Watchtower did oversee policy. It was involved. He knew it. The court said Brumley's affidavit was so misleading, so incomplete, that it delayed justice for 17 months. Just imagine. That was wasting the court's time and obstructed the truth. Here, the truth, the JW truth, obstructed the truth. As one speaker at 2025 Pure Worship Convention says, we have the truth. The world needs the truth. The devil is fighting the truth. Here's the clip.
Truth. Bible truth. We have it. The world needs it, but the devil wants to destroy it. Why? To answer that, turn in your Bibles to the book of John. John chapter 8. And let's follow along here in verse 44. John chapter 8 and verse 44. Now here, midway down the verse, Jesus says, that one was a murderer when he began, and he did not stand fast in the truth, because the truth is not in him. So here, Jesus Christ makes clear that this spirit creature, before he became Satan, was once in the truth. But he chose a course of opposition. He did that with his first overt act in the Garden of Eden, where he lied against truth. He deceived Eve, resulting in sin and eventually the death of Adam and Eve. Satan hates the truth. Thus, he wants to destroy it. In fact, Satan is the chief proponent of untruth.
If this video is resonating with you, kindly do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and smash the notice bell so that when I upload the next part of this video, you receive a notification. And penalty, he was personally fined $158,448.11. That's not Watchtower money. That's not a legal slap. That's a personal accountability and liability. So, didn't Jehovah win that? Let's rewind. Brumley says every victory is Jehovah's victory. So when he was misleading the court, was Jehovah winning then? When he obstructed the process, was Jehovah guiding that? And when he lied in court, was Jehovah also lying? This is more than a technicality. If Brumley links legal success directly to Jehovah's power and gets caught lying, then the logic breaks. Or worse, it implicates Jehovah in the lie.
And when something favorable happens, rather than in any way thinking, well, that was because I did such a good job, the genuine reality of it is that Jehovah did a good job. This was what Jehovah wanted to have happen, and that's why we were successful.
Did Brumley just call Jehovah a liar? Not in words, but in consequences. That's a haunting part. So, if a man always claims that Jehovah wins cases, and then he is caught lying on behalf of Jehovah, are we not indirectly saying that Jehovah has lied? Let's talk about the elephant in the room, higher education. Thousands of young Jehovah's Witnesses have been discouraged from pursuing higher education, even shame for going to college. The organization thought that it was a distraction. Armageddon is coming soon. Why do you need to go to a university? That we won't need lawyers in the new world. Yet Brumley was not just allowed to go to law school. He was sponsored, funded, groomed, and celebrated using members' contributions. The same members who were denied higher education. The very man who embodies legal strategy to Jehovah's Witnesses came from the exact pathway they warn against. I know that he had to mention how competitive it is, how he ended up almost getting corrupted. It took the wife to notice that he had changed, as a way of not contradicting what the governing board has said. I'm sure they must have sat him down and groomed him of how not to contradict the organization policy. Here's the clip.
So, Philip, you're an attorney, you serve at Bethel. Undoubtedly, young people have come to you asking your opinion on this. What do you tell a young person who's considering pursuing higher education?
Well, the first thing that anyone should do is to ask themselves, to closely examine themselves as to the motive. Is the motive really to seek first the kingdom, to use some additional schooling to facilitate pioneering or serving at Bethel or serving where there's a greater need? Or actually is the motive one of obtaining a certain standard of living or a certain degree of prominence? So the real core issue is why is an individual obtaining this additional training? The second thing for someone to keep in mind is to be focused on what they really are going to learn. To attend a university learning things that have little to do with what one can do to earn a living really serves no purpose. On the other hand, if a person happens to have an inclination towards medicine, becoming a nurse rather than becoming a doctor could be an appropriate step. If a person has an inclination towards the law, becoming a paralegal rather than an attorney could be an appropriate step. You see, a person could be a nurse or a paralegal and easily work part-time and support themselves as a pioneer. But if a person becomes a doctor or an attorney, what you will find is that you will invariably have to work full-time. You will invariably have to be paying off significant student debt. And it's going to take quite a lot of time to get this kind of degree. So rather than devoting or allowing this world to consume 4, 6, 8, or 10 years of studies, why not focus on 2 years of study to get some technical training that would facilitate or help someone to become a good regular pioneer?
Well said. Thank you very much for taking the time with us today. It's been a real delight to be with you.
They were trying to save face for actually sponsoring somebody to do the education, the higher education they have condemned for years. Now, this isn't the first legal scandal. Jehovah's Witnesses have faced lawsuits globally over child protection, data mishandling, and more. But Brumley's case stands out. Why? Because this was a personal ruling, not against the organization, but against him. It exposed the inner workings, the evasive tactics, and the double standards of Jehovah's organization, of the truth. Let's step back. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that Jehovah is perfect, that he cannot lie, that his name and reputation must be spotless. A lot has been done in the name of protecting Jehovah's name. So if your top representative, your chosen and top legal mouthpiece, lies, delays justice, and bring disrepute Can you still say Jehovah has won? If you do, you make Jehovah a participant to deception. If you don't, then you admit that the human organization made a mistake. Which is it? And the other thing you also acknowledge is that this human organization does not speak for God, or sometimes ignores God's voice and speaks on its own. Of course, we know that the Jehovah's Witness has tried to protect itself, its faith, by saying the governing body is neither inspired nor infallible. Therefore, it can err in matter of doctrine and organization direction, says Jeffrey Winder. Here's a clip.
Well, knowing this, then, we are not embarrassed about adjustments that are made, nor is an apology needed for not getting it exactly right previously. We understand this is how Jehovah operates. He reveals matters gradually when it is needed. And also, the governing body is neither inspired nor infallible, and so it can err in doctrinal matters or in organizational direction. The brothers do the best they can with what they have and what they understand at the time, but are happy if Jehovah sees fit to clarify matters, and then that can be shared with the brotherhood. And when that happens, we understand it's because it's Jehovah's time for that to happen, and we eagerly accept that.
Maybe Brumley never expected the court to catch it. Maybe he thought it was just a technicality. But when you speak for God, when you claim every win is his win, you are treading sacred ground. And when you fall, the damage isn't just legal, it's theological. Because millions who trusted you now have to ask, was Jehovah in the courtroom? Or just another lawyer playing games with the truth? Why does this matter to you? If you are one of Jehovah's Witnesses, this isn't just a legal story. It's about integrity, it's about honesty, it's about your faith. In the 2025 study edition of the Watchtower, Brumley claims that they've been able to win cases because of the honesty, the truthfulness of the Jehovah's Witness organization or the members of the Jehovah's Witnesses. Here is an audio clip.
Legal victories are seldom solely the result of good advocacy in court. Often, what moves those in authority is the fine conduct of Jehovah's people.
If Brumley was wrong, if he misrepresented the truth, then what else might be untrue? What other victories are illusions? We open this video with a question. Did Brumley just say God lied? No, not in words. But by claiming that every legal win is Jehovah's, then being caught lying in court, he created a paradox. Because when truth falls in the court and you said God put it there, who takes the blame? Now, this isn't about hate, it's about accountability. And if we're going to use God's name in legal battles, we better be ready to answer when truth is put on trial. What do you think of the courts fining JW top lawyer for lying? Will this mark the end of this man's career? And if you have enjoyed this video, kindly do me a favor, like, subscribe, and smash the notice bell so that when I upload another video, you receive a notification. If you want to contribute to this discussion, kindly do so in the comments below. Questions or clarifications are also welcome, including criticisms. And if you think that this video will be of benefit to another person, kindly share with him or her. You can share with as many people as you want. If you did not watch part 1 of this episode, click on this link.